Hey, Mike. What? Who's got next?
What's good, y'all? It's your man Hezo, and welcome back to the Blacktop, where I always got next. You feel me? So another late video tonight, so I gotta try and keep it down. But real quick, I just want to say I got a couple videos coming up. I got a banger coming this week between Tuesday and Thursday at some point. Y'all be on the lookout for that. I'm not gonna give away what it is, but I'm gonna have fun with it, and I'm really excited to get it recorded. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And then I got my jersey collection video dropping here within the next couple weeks as well. So stay tuned. I have not forgot about it. I know some of y'all have been looking for it. Stay tuned for that. It's coming. So before I dive into everything, as always, if you're new to my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down low. I greatly appreciate all the help and support that I've gotten so far. I'm trying to get to my first 300 subscribers, so any help I can get is greatly appreciated. And let's get right into it. So Heat fans, I know y'all are trying to forget about this one, but pure dominance from the Celtics, and hell of a bounce back game for them after the collapse they had. Well, we had a collapsing game. I wasn't going to call it a collapse, but it was a collapse. And the Heat just, I don't know what it is. This game just did not play well offensively. And the biggest thing I took away from this game was the return of Marcus Smart. And I tried to tell y'all that Marcus Smart, the impact that he has with the Celtics, as well as Al Horford. Now, Al Horford didn't do as much, obviously, as Marcus Smart did, but you could tell what Marcus Smart brings to this team, man. They're a completely different team without him. The defense that he brings, the playmaking that he brings, taking pressure off Jason Tatum, ball handling, all that is such a big deal. And on the defensive end, he's a defensive player of the year. Come on, man. Marcus Smart is elite defensively. He was getting into pass lanes, getting steals, just locking up dudes. Marcus, what can you say about this dude? He played an incredible game in a return game for Game 2, and now it's a 1-1 series. The Heat really struggled offensively, and you gotta wonder, they have to get some production outside of Jimmy Butler. Once again, it was Jimmy Butler. All Jimmy Butler. Gabe Vincent had a decently nice game. But other than that, man, the Heat got no production out of nobody offensively. And this is exactly why I said that Bam has to step up offensively. You can't rely on Jimmy consistently offensively against the Celtics defense. Now, Jimmy is going to get what he can get. But keep in mind, he shot 18 free throws in Game 1. They shot less than 20 free throws as a team. It might have been right at 20. I'm not sure what the final free throw line stat was, but that's a huge difference. And that you have to credit the Celtics defense with Al Horford and Marcus Smart obviously coming back. And Derek White did not play. Now, no, Kyle Lowry's been out. Yes, I get it. But come on, man. He hasn't really done anything all playoffs long. So they're not really missing him all like that. They've been winning consistently without him. Another blowout in the NBA playoffs. And this is going to be a series that, again, y'all know I picked the Celtics to win. And this game is a perfect example why. That I have always said this entire playoffs, I do not know if the Heat have enough offense at the end of the day, especially against a Celtics defense. The Celtics defense is just, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're more versatile. And I'm not taking anything away from the Heat. So before y'all come at me and say I'm disrespecting the Heat, I'm not. I'm calling it for what it is with the eye test. The Celtics are just, in my opinion, they're a better team. They dominated the Heat, not even from start to finish, because the Heat really jumped out to a 10-point lead in the first quarter, and then all of a sudden the Celtics flipped the switch. They were knocking down threes left and right. I think they shot 9 for 11 from 3 in the first quarter. And it's just, they locked up on defense. Credit to the Celtics, man. This is going to be a long series. I said it's going to go either 6 or 7 games. I'm still sticking with that. The Heat are not going to win in 5 games. The Celtics are not going to win in 5 games. These teams are too good. Again, before y'all come at me, I'm not disrespecting the Heat, but they did not show up in Game 2. They had a nice third quarter run once again at first. They did cut to 17 after being down 25 at halftime, but it just wasn't enough. The Celtics just started hitting shots again, and it climbed up to they were down by 30 at one point, and once you're down by 30, man, in the playoffs, it's pretty much a GG. It's just, what more can you say about what the Celtics did this game? They were prepared, the Heat were not. And I think the Heat were a little bit too much in their bag after Game 1. I don't know. I mean, that's just my opinion. Y'all can call me out on that if you want. But I just think that they were a little bit got to their heads a little bit after Game 1. The Celtics really made adjustments with their guys coming back, and it was obviously a difference. So for those of you who are saying that Marcus Smart and Al Horford are not that big of a difference, you're wrong. because it was proven today or tonight why they are that big of a difference. Game 3 is going to be exciting. I'm really excited. It is now going back to Boston, tied 1-1, and if you're Miami, I don't know. They have not been a great road team this playoffs. From what I understand, I think they only have 2 road wins, one in Atlanta and one in Philly. So I don't know. That's, you have to look for that when you're going to Boston. That's going to be a big thing. And Boston, their shooters have showed up. Grant Williams had a nice bounce back game. Peyton Pritchard has played really, really good for what he brings to the table, knocking down threes. And what more can you say about the Celtics, man? I mean, I don't want y'all to take this as me, oh, you're a Celtics fan. No, man, I'm just calling it for what it is. Like I've said in the first video, I'm a neutral basketball fan at this point, and the Celtics just dominated this game. Call it for what it is. Y'all Heat fans can say what you want, but they dominated this game. And I expect Miami to bounce back in game 3. I definitely expect them to bounce back in game 3. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to win the series because of the offensive liability that they have outside of Jimmy Butler against a Celtics defense. The Celtics defense, they just rotate. They have so many guys that can switch. And when you look at the Miami Heat team, outside of their shooters, they just don't have enough production. Duncan Robinson finally got into the game. He was getting to the rim a couple times. Now, granted, that wasn't garbage time, so I don't really know how much Boston was really putting the pressure on defense, but I expect him to play in game 3. I really do, because they have to find offense. Max Strus he hit a couple threes early, but was neutralized the rest of the game. Tyler Hero had a nice first half. Well, not a really nice first half. I think it was the first quarter or second quarter, and then neutralized the entire game. They just don't have enough offensively to beat the Celtics team, to me, in a series. And that's why I originally picked the Celtics to win this series. Y'all can call what you want. Y'all can say I'm a hater, because I'm not. I'm just a realist. I look at the eye test, and I look at who I think is a better team. So I'm going to pretty much leave it there for this series. Real quick, I want to touch on the Mavericks and Warriors game last night. Pure dominance from the Warriors. I can't say I'm surprised. Luka was he was boxed, man. Let's call it for what it is. Andrew Wiggins just completely boxed Luka. And you have to credit the Warriors defense in that aspect as well. It's been a lot of defense in this playoffs. And a lot of blowouts as well, like I said. But Luka just didn't get it done. He had, 2 points in the second half, or 2 points and 6 turnovers. Man, if that was Trey, y'all would be in his ass. And it is crazy the amount of treatment this dude gets, that all of a sudden it's, oh, Luka has no help. But he had help the entire playoffs, but now all of a sudden, because they get blown out in Golden State, he all of a sudden has no help. It is crazy to me how the narrative changes once a player gets blown out after dominating. Call it for what you want, man. If that was any other superstar, if that was KD, if that was Trey, if that was Tatum, they'd be getting crucified right now. But everyone just looks over the Luka performance because he, quote unquote, has no help. Come on, man, get the hell out of here with that. That's just, it's ridiculous how narratives change. But I'm gonna pretty much leave it there, man. I do expect the Warriors to win that series in probably 6 games. Again, I picked the Celtics to win this series, so I am going to be saying a Warriors-Celtics finals. But we'll obviously stay tuned for that. Miami is not out of it by any means after 1 loss. It's only a 1-1 series. But keep in mind, this Celtics team, I'm jumping back to the series real quick after I said I was just done with it. This Celtics team, they won 2 games in a row to close out Milwaukee, beat Giannis blew Giannis out in Game 7. The Celtics team is resilient, man. And I've said it all postseason, that this Celtics team is going to be a tough out. They have so much defense, resiliency, all the stuff you need as a championship team. And the Heat do as well. I'm not taking anything away from the Heat. The Heat have that as well. I just think the Celtics are more complete and they're a better team. And real quick, I did forget to mention that PJ Tucker did get hurt in this game. We'll see how much that impacts the Heat going forward in games 3 and 4 in Boston, because if he cannot go, if he cannot give it a go, that's going to be a huge loss for them on defense. And also, hitting them corner threes as well. So let's stay tuned for that as well. Let's see if he's going to be able to give it a go. If not, huge loss for the Heat. So I'm going to leave it there, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Leave a like, and I will catch y'all next episode.